Strings hum like a warning under grey-lit skies, a ribbon of highway where the hungry traffic lies. Price tags climb like ivy, choking doorways in their climb. Markets cough their records, counting out the last of time. Farmhands fold their fingers, palms stained with yesterday. The barns remember plenty that the shelves refuse to say. Trucks roll in with promise, but their beds arrive too light. And the radios grow hushful when the ledger bears its bite. We wore abundance like a medal, thought it part of who we are. But the map has lost its colors, and the compass points too far. Local voices whisper at the market's tired stands, their harvest paid in patience, their incomes in small hands. Greenhouses go quiet as the cold cuts through the dream. Import promises unravel at the seam. Ships that once were laden drift like empty hymns. Supply chains fray at midnight, lose their rhythm and their rims. Nutrition fades to numbers on a screen that will not smile. Children trade their laughter for a softer, smaller style. We keep the recipes of survival in a drawer with lace and rust. But a recipe needs plenty: flour, salt, and trust. This is the sound of harvest on the edge, when the table's thin and the seasons pledge. A chorus for the kitchens with their candles half alight, for the faces at the doorway counting ration by the night. Hold the line, hold the seed, though the night is long and strange. Food is the scaffold that keeps cities from change. Hear the clink of coins like distant thunder, hear the silence where the tractors used to hum. See the gardens that we planted, now a map of could have beens and crumbs. And when the stores no longer answer, when imports are a ghost at sea, we learn how fragile plenty was and what community must be. There's a council at the corner where the elders trade the names of crops that beat the drought and hours that kept the flames. They measure out a mercy in the churchyard and the lane, replant row by stubborn row, their fingers in the grain. Local producers barter stories, sell their sweat in songs. They stitch a net of small economies. When the great one goes wrong, we find a taste of future in the compost and the seed, and the stubborn act of sharing grows the one religion we will need. This is the sound of harvest on the edge, when the table's thin and the seasons pledge. A lament for the silence in the Insecurity is the first to make a nation change. So lay the plank between the houses, pass the plate from hand to hand. Raise the small green banners, plant them down in common land. When the world's long arteries clog and the distant imports fail, we will light the old communal fire and share the last thin pale. Keep the string that ties us tighter than the ledgers full of blame. For what is lost in plenty must be mended